Music on NigerGreen.com.
Hello, good day. This caller, welcome to Caller Face Mobile Phones. Today, we want to talk about iPhone charging IC. iPhone charging IC. But the thing there is, iPhone doesn't call it charging IC. They call it U2 IC. They call it what? U2 IC. Now, before we move in, I want to believe that all of us are mobile phone repairs technicians, and we used to have problem with you charge your phone and your phone is not charging. Now, there are a lot of things that might cause it. It can be from the charge, the your lightning cable, or that's your charging cable. It can also be from your charger, the wall plug. Yeah, when you have discovered and you have checked all this, you have checked your charging cable, you have checked your charger is working perfectly well. Now, the next thing you need to check your battery. If your battery is intact, if your battery is charged. Now, we are talking about iPhone now. Let's dive into iPhone now. Now, there's what they call U2 IC, U2 IC on iPhones. Understand? And another word for the U2 IC in a layman general language, we call it what charging IC. It's called a charging IC. But iPhone called theirs Tristar IC. Tristar IC is called Tristar IC. Now, in some form, you hear they will say U2 IC. U2 IC. Now let's dive in now. What is U2 IC or Tristar IC? This IC is a small chip that is responsible for what? Actual charging function of an iPhone. It's responsible for what? Charging iPhone. It's called U2 or you call it TriStar IC. Now, why is it called a U2 IC? U2. The reason why it's called a U2 IC is because it's a what? U2. That word U2 is a word code that Apple gave TriStar IC. It's a like shortcut for charging IC for yes, charging IC. Apple called it what? U2. That is from their schematic diagrams. So this charging IC, what are the symptoms? If you have, how will you know that this is a problem of a U2 IC or the charging IC? How will you know for an iPhone? Now, the number one symptoms is what? Fake charging. Fake charging. When you plug in your phone and it shows that it's charging, but it's not increasing. It shows, okay, it might show 1%, and you leave it for like 1 hour plus, and you discover that it's not increasing, there's no increment in the percentage. That is what you call what? A fake charging. That means there's a faulty U2 IC or charging IC. That means the charging IC is faulty. Let me be using the word U2 IC now, so it will be or TriStar. You call it either you call it U2 IC or you call it TriStar IC. So that is one of the cause or one of the symptoms of a what of a U2 IC. It has what fake charging. That's what we call fake charging. No increment in the percentage. Two, we have no charging at all. When there's problem with your U2 IC, they will not be charging. The phone will not be charging. No charging, or it's only charged when your battery is partially charged. What did I mean by that? Out of experience, customer will come, they see their phone is not on, it's not charging. And when you plug in the charger, it only shows that red sign of charging, but it's not charging. It will take a long time, for like 2, 3, 4 hours. It will still be stuck at that red bar. This is one of the symptoms to tell you that the charging IC is faulty or the U2 IC is faulty. Until you try to remove the battery and you boost it, use your booster panel to boost the battery. Then when you plug it in, you discover it will be charging. That is a sign that the U2 IC is faulty. When it cannot charge a dead battery, when the iPhone cannot charge a dead battery, unless you boost the battery, that means your charging IC is faulty. These are the one of the second symptoms of a damaged U2 IC. Another thing there is rapid battery drainage. When your battery is draining rapidly, you charge your phone now, let's assume 90%. You did not use the phone, you drop the phone, you did not use the phone, you discover that the battery will just drain down from 90, 80, 70, you just be dropping down anyhow. That is one of the symptoms of a damaged U2 IC. When your battery doesn't last, you try to change battery, you put original battery, you put follow-on battery, same thing, it's still draining fast. It's a symptoms of a what? Of a damaged U2 IC. Now, your spoiled or damaged U2 IC can also cause a what? Dead phone. It can cause a phone not to on, not to work. Yes, it can cause a phone not to on. Even when you put another battery, it will still not on. Probably when there's a short around the U2 IC, or when there's short inside the U2 IC, it can cause your phone not to work, not to on. Now, another symptoms is overheating of the IC. If the IC is overheating, when you put your thumb, you discover that it's heat, or when you put your rosin, what do you call it? Rosin, you discover that it's overheating, or you put your frozen liquid. Yes, when the IC is overheating, it's also a symptoms or a chance that the IC is faulty. Yes. Now the thing there is, what can cause U2 IC to damage? Now, before we dive into that, let's recap the symptoms of a what? Damaged U2 IC. One of them we say fake charging. Second of the one of them is what? Another one is rapid drainage. Another is can cause a phone to die. Another one is what? Not charging at all, or can only charge when when the battery is partially charged. I will get it now. Now another one is what? Overheating. Now let's dive into what? The causes. What can cause a U2 IC to damage, to spoil? What can cause a U2 IC to spoil? Number one of them, I have what? An unofficial cable. When your lightning cable is unofficial, it can cause a what? U2 IC to get spoiled. Another thing is what? Fake cables, damaged cables. When you know that your charging port, your charger, your cord is faulty, you just need to go and change it. Don't be forcing it, don't be try to manipulate. Trying to manipulate, it can cause a breach inside the wire, and it can damage your U2 IC. Okay, we also have what? Voltage spikes. Voltage spikes, what it means is when there is one increase in voltage. When there's increase in voltage, it causes what? Voltage spikes. It can damage the U2 IC. Some of you always want to go for I want to go for fast charging. I charger that charge faster. Those things might not be official charger for iPhones, and it might damage your U2 IC. That is why if I used to advise my customer, when you buy a new phone, if the charger got burnt, you just need to take the charger to where you can get another one and show them the output and the EQ, the ampere, so they can give you similar ratings for the charger, so that you not damage any parts of your phones. I hope you are listening. I hope you are understanding. Also, when there's a noisy electrical signals, it can cause a what? Damage to your U2 IC. Noisy electrical signal can come from what? Charger cables, fake charger cables. It can also come from your car battery, car chargers. It can come from a fake power banks. All those things can generate what you call what? Noisy electrical signals. So we just need to be very sensitive. Let's try to use iPhone official chargers and lightning cables. Yes, I think we have touched a lot of information about the U2 IC, and we have talked about what is U2 IC. We have talked about the symptoms, and we have talked about the causes of the U2 IC. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. As with time, we'll talk about the solution. How can you solve the problem. I think that should be one of our videos. And we'll talk about a lot of things. Please stay tuned. We'll be picking those IC one by one, and we'll be giving a lot of information about it.
Music online.com.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for live.